Hey, what's up, guys? Learning with Rich here, and welcome to another edition of Autodesk Learning 101. So, in this topic, this will going to be a short video. So, I'm going to talk about how to use your model line. Okay, so maybe you are wondering what's the difference between the detail line and then your model line. Okay, so basically, your detail line, we use the detail line if you want to create detailing. Okay, so from the word itself, detailing, detail line. So you use the detail line if you want to create details in your project. But detail lines, you can only see that in the view where you have drawn it. Okay, if you're going to check the definition of the detail line, it says here it creates view specific elements or view specific lines. So meaning to say, if you create it on the floor plan, for example, on level 1 floor plan, you'll not be able to see that in other views like 3D view or section view or elevation view. You will only see that on level 1. Okay, if you create that in your section view, you will only see that on the section view. So that's how the detail line works. Okay, so it creates a view specific line. Now, going to our model line here, it creates a line that exists in 3D space and is visible in all views of a project. So basically, if you create your model line in your level 1, you will be able to see that on your section view or elevation view or 3D view. All right, so let's try to have a differentiation. So let's say I'm going to create a detail line here. I'll just create a rectangle. All right, and then I'll go to the architecture. I'm going to select the model line, and then I'm going to create another rectangle. All right, so this one is your detail lines, and then this is your model line. So if you see, if I go to the 3D view, I can only see here my model line. So if I go to the south elevation, for example, I can only see here my model line. All right, so you will not be able to see your detail lines in other views. So you will only see that in the view where you have created it. All right, now, so let's talk about our model line. So in Autodesk Revit, there is what we call the 3D model elements, like for example, your walls, your pipes, your ducts, your doors, your windows, etc. And there are 2D detail and annotation. So just like what I have created, our detail line. So we have 3D elements and then we also have 2D elements, okay? But the third type of the component is our model line, okay? This is somewhat between these two classes, all right? So that is our model line. So basically, you use the model line in your model if you need to add a little more detail in your 3D model, but you do not want to add additional 3D elements or additional geometry. Okay, so what do I mean? All right, so what do I mean? So let's say, for example, I'm going to create here a wall, just a rectangular wall. Okay, just like this. Okay, so maybe I'm going to change the constraint here up to level 2 only. I'll delete this one. Okay, so this is my walls, right? So I'm going to create also the floor here, architectural floor using rectangle. Okay, and then I'll just select here finish. So in 3D view, this is how it looks like. So SD for shaded view. All right, now, so just in case you want to add details here, okay, so let's say you want to you're going to explain something to your team members, but you do not want to add geometry in your 3D. Okay, you only want to add 2D details in your drawing. So what you need to do is you need to create a model line. Okay, right. So I'm going to open my level 1. Okay, and then I'm going to use the model line. So I'm just going to add details in my 3D view, okay? But I do not want to add model geometry or 3D elements, okay? So let's say this is the one that I want, okay? So I want this, so I'm going to create a line here, okay? So let's say I'm going to create an arc from here to here, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to mirror this to the other side. Okay, and then I'm going to create another model line, snap to here to here. Okay, and then I'm going to create a line here. Okay, so this is the detail that I want to add to my drawing. So I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to mirror that to the other side. There you go. Okay, so in the 3D view, this is how it looks like. Oh, you see? So you are able to add detail to your 3D model without actually adding a geometry. Okay, right? So that's the use of your model line. So if you create your model line in your level 1, you'll be able to see that also in other views. Just make sure you are on the correct work plane. Okay, I know that my work plane is here because by default, whenever you create your project, your work plane is set to this surface here. So if I'm going to check that, I'm going to select the show here. See, the work plane is on that surface. Now, let's say, for example, I want to add more details to my 3D model without creating any 3D geometry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the work plane. So let's say I want to create a window here. Okay, just an indication of window. So I'm going to select set here. So just like what I have said, before you create your model line, make sure you are on the correct work plane that you want. So I'm going to select set work plane, and then I'm going to select pick a plane, and then OK. And then I'm going to select this surface here. Okay, so now that I have placed the work plane here, so I'm going to open my west elevation. Okay, I can open it from here as elevation, and then I'm going to proceed creating my, oh, so it's asking again for the work plane. So I'm just going to pick here, all right, and then I'm going to create my detail. Okay, let's say I want to add an indication of window, so I'm going to select that. All right, so let's say this is the window indication that I want to be added to my project. So if I go to the 3D view again, okay, so this is how it looks like. All right, so you are able to add additional information to your 3D model without adding a 3D geometry. All right, so using your model line. All right, so it looks like a bit mess up here. So let me just clean up this one. Oh, what happened here? All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's how you add your details to your 3D model using a model line. So basically, that's how you use it. Okay. So I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can put it on the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Once again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.